Hi everybody, welcome to this week's Dev Q&A stream. I'm Mazcab, will be hosting this week, and guest host, 1 week only, hopefully myself. This week we've got Gobi Quest teasers. We're joined by Mod Stu-O.
Hello.
And Mod Deg.
Hello.
Who've been working on it, and they're going to be talking about it in a little bit. We also have Mod Timbo, who's going to be helping answering the rest of your questions today. So let's jump straight into it with the usual icebreaker question. Kind of thematic today with the release yesterday. But which JMod would look the scariest as a Firelord or lady? Anyone want to go first?
I would.
You would?
Yeah.
As
a
Fire
quite
lady.
Imposing. Yes, as a Fire lady.
As a Fire lady, yeah.
You're a tall man.
Yeah. I would loom over people and, I don't know, talk about vampiring them, which is very scary, I hear.
Vampiring them, nice.
I would pick Mod Manti because he'd be scared of all the particles. They'd be shiny and he would hate that.
Fair enough.
I think Mod Ramen will make the scariest vampire lady.
Mod Ramen, vampire lady, yeah. I'm going to go with Mod Drew, because I think you, again, very big and imposing. Maybe make a good Firelord. Cool. Well, now we've got that out of the way. Let's move on to like the more important stuff. So we'll start off with our news headlines. So first of all, as kind of just spoke about yesterday, was obviously the release of the Vampire Quest, much anticipated. And I know we originally did kind of say that we were going to have kind of Mod Rolly and Mod Joe on to answer some of the vampire questions, but after thinking about it a bit more, we felt like this was a bit too soon. There's still some people who were wanting to play the quest. We didn't want to spoil everything so soon afterwards by answering questions. However, tomorrow from 5 to 6 game time, there will be a forums Q&A with Rolly and Joe. And again, on Thursday, again, 5 to 6, there'll be a Reddit Q&A. And then even later on the Thursday, we have the Lord of Vampirium Director's Cut. Same 2 JMods, and that'll be 1 o'clock game time. So tune in for then to like ask all your vampire questions, find out how the quest was made. I'm sure it's going to be really exciting, judging by like the reaction and stuff. Like the quest went down really well and stuff. So
it's awesome.
All really awesome stuff. Cool. Next up then in our kind of headline stuff is the Legendary Pets fix. I think we've got the little image, there we go, on the screen now of what the patch note was. So this was a fix to Legendary Pets. Unfortunate that we've had a bug in and in for quite a while. Can only apologize for that. So I'm unfortunate about that. I have to say though, it was never listed as a feature, so I feel some people obviously kind of felt like it was a feature of it. It was never a feature, never listed as one, was a bug. But based on that, I have a couple of questions for you guys. So first of all, for Mod Deg, so this comes from Blackland on the Reddit. Will the Yakimaru North Pool being a PvP zone soon be fixed? There's much feeling that many players actually bought the Legendary Pets for the purpose of fighting Yakimaru because of that.
So the players getting an advantage there from Legendary Pets was obviously not ever an intended feature. At the same time, familiars taking damage from that is also not an intended feature. Cool. I think at one point that bug was fixed, and it appears to have
somehow broken again. Yeah,
reared its head. But yeah, rest assured, we're aware of that one, and it's going to get fixed
in the very near future. Hopefully.
In the very near future, hopefully.
Just putting a little bit of pressure.
ETA.
No. No.
Okay.
I will not fall to your peer pressure.
We'll hopefully get that to you soon. And then one for you, Timbo. T-Funny1 asks, could the default action for using a pouch on a Legendary Pet Beast of Burden be to extend the timer / heal? Currently it requires using the pouch and clicking through an interface, which is impossible during combat.
So yeah, Mod Days has been looking at this as he sort of did the Legendary BOB stuff. And he's going to fix it or add that feature soon. So to extend the duration and I assume now to heal it as well.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to use the pouch on it. There'll
Cool.
be one dialogue option to confirm, and then that'll be it.
Again, do we have any sort of ETA in that, or is it
It's-
soon TM?
It's soon TM pretty much. Like
Mhm.
he's working on it in his bug time. So
Okay, cool. Okay, then we'll look into those. So that's kind of our news headline stuff for now. If you do have any questions, please ask away in the chat, or you can tweet us using the hashtag RSDevQA hashtag. And we have our lovely CM team on hand picking up questions.
glamorous
and
assistance.
we'll be picking out your questions throughout the stream. So please do send them to us. But next up, we'll move right on to Gobies, I believe, and Gobies and then the Gobi Quest teasers. So starting off with the Gobies, this is kind of more for yourselves, Deg and Stu. First of all, how did the team come up with Gobies originally?
So it was originally the idea of one of our concept artists.
Yeah.
Is his mod name his name?
I'm not sure. I think he liked to hide in the darkness.
Oh, okay.
We did ask him. I did ask him to come on, but he was
He's
very
so
much
elusive.
yeah. He wasn't particularly interested. So unfortunately, we don't have the tale firsthand. But
They seemed to want to make some creatures which had kind of a tragic end. So as we know, when they get too old, the rock on the back grows and it will slowly crush them. It's kind of sadistic, but it kind of works quite nice in their planet, really.
Yeah, I think
nice and unique, isn't
Yeah.
it?
we told them like the sort of environment that they were going to live in, and like the kind of general brief of like, we want semi-aquatic race. And it's like, okay, I'll take that. And I'll be kind of cruel to it.
Yeah.
That's how they ended up happening.
So was there any other like you mentioned like you gave a brief of like aquatic creatures. Was there ever any other alternatives, or was there any other kind of like failed Gobi versions or anything that came through, or was it very much like here you saw Gobies and it was love at first sight?
There were quite a few different concept designs because they pretty much just put a pen to paper and come up with a whole reel of stuff. I think there were about 9 or 10 different drawings. A lot of them looked a bit Mass Effect, but they didn't quite fit into the world. These
A
ones
lot of kind of science fiction creatures came out, but yeah, in the end he sort of there was like a drawing of like a little tadpole thing with a rock on its back, and then like a few more drawings, and it's like, actually that tadpole thing was pretty good, and there were a few more like
Cool.
that spread out. So there were a few other like penciled ideas for what could have been a Gobi, but in the end there was only one real contender.
Yeah. So what is it about Gobies that you love so much then? Is it that tragic like life of the Gobi
Yeah,
that really
kind of.
grips you?
Yeah, they're kind of pathetic looking.
They just
Bit
look,
derpy.
they just look so sad, and like they've kind of accepted it. Yeah,
We can't help.
We'll have a great life in life. I'll get on, I suppose.
And so you have a lot of fun working with them, do you?
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
So developing for them, writing for them, but also animating and
Yeah.
such. Cool. So I mean, like, like you say you love them. How does that compare to other creatures in the RuneScape world? Is there anything else it compares to? Would you say they're your favourite and stuff?
I think they're quite nice because as it's a new planet, we've had a lot more scope to do something that's not what you'd normally see on Gillinor, but still within the RuneScape style. So, yeah, they're pretty good. I can't really liken them to anything else. They're a very unique race.
Yeah, it's nice to have a lot of creative license, because there isn't like 10 years of, I want to use a dragonkin here. Let me just check with him, and him to make sure that this completely fits in with everything that we've written by dragonkin in the last 15 years. And I mean, that's the most extreme example, obviously.
Yeah.
You know,
I get what you mean. It's kind of like you're starting from a blank slate. You get to.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, I believe we've actually got a video now to show you of some of Stu's work with the Gobies, some animation stuff. I believe like you love them so much that in your own time you sometimes just add a few more and hope the guys would kind of incorporate them somehow.
Pretty much it involved me doing something, making a little animation, and then, can we get this in? And they're sort of fit in, so they're kind of pathetic. I like making them cry,
Aww.
just generally suffer and not really do that much productive stuff. So yeah, they're a bit. They've got their own life. They have real issues.
Everyone's out of gas. Oh yeah, and we get a lot of questions about why don't they mind the rock on their back?
Because their lungs are inside the rock.
Yeah, exactly.
And it hurts.
And yeah, Stu decided to animate a field test.
This is what happens. And like I say, because we're a bit mean, sometimes we take it a little bit too far. I had to reel this one back in.
Yeah, that's very similar to an animation in game, but yeah, we had to ask Mod Osborne if the eyeball was over the line. It turns out that was over the line.
A little bit.
We kind of knew it was over the
Just
line.
a little bit
But
too far.
you never know where the line is until you go past it and then have to come back.
So, do you have like a library of you going over the line in terms of animations? At all?
There's a couple of things that haven't really made it into the game, so I sort of save the video for posterity and reel it back so it actually works.
Cool. All right then. Well, that's Gobies.
So that's my favourite bit of that.
Okay then, well, on to the actual Gobi quest then. So when did you first plan to make this quest, a quest on Mazcab featuring the Gobies and such?
So we knew several months in advance that we had to do a quest towards the end of the year. And that it wasn't going to be related to the 6th age, but we didn't really have any solid ideas for it. We were going to get to it at the time. And then we got the concept for Gobies back, and we came up with like kind of a bunch of jokes, so we thought it would be kind of funny. And then we continued working on the world, and we just kind of came up with more and more ideas about like their history and their backstory and what they're kind of like. And it just sort of ended up being like, we have a quest, we kind of have to make it a Gobi quest.
Cool.
We can't really do anything else.
They just have more story that needs telling, pretty much.
Yeah.
They're all they do currently is get maimed. So yeah, we just want more.
Cool. Nice. Well, I believe we've got a couple of concept art images, and as we kind of reveal those, maybe you can start telling us maybe what we might be able to do in the quest.
So I think, as you'll see from the concept art, so we're gonna get a sneak peek at some of the interiors of the temple that you might have seen if you've done raids. It sits probably just on the edge of draw range if you're in Java, so you might have just seen it in the distance. I think we've hinted like it's a center of power in the Mazcab world content. There we go. Lost words halfway through that. But yeah, you're then sort of asked by a group of Gobies, like, we're having trouble, we need your help to instruct some of our youngins in how to, protect themselves, how to deal with the world. So, can we get your outside expert advice as an experienced adventurer? Yeah, you teach them
kind of the setup for the quest then.
Yeah.
And then it then explores the kind of journey from there on. Cool. Well then, could you possibly give us the title of this quest then? I think last week there were some jokes about it being called Rite of Passage.
Jokes? No,
some jokes.
That's final.
No. Yeah.
Oh. Apparently it's been vetoed. Well, our backup name, other than Rite of Passage, is Call of the Ancients.
Call of the Ancients.
Yes.
Cool. Okay then. And will there be any requirements for this?
There won't be any quest requirements. You're not going to have completed anything else. Someone in the chat was hoping for a requirement to have beaten all of the existing raid bosses, and it's nothing that extreme. It's going to be low skill requirements.
Low skill
quite
requirements.
accessible, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
All you need to do is be able to get to Mazcab.
Yeah, pretty much.
So when you say low skill requirements, like, are we talking about 10s, 20s, or?
Yeah, probably 20s.
Cool. All right then. And then so like, does that make it an easy level quest, or?
Yeah, no, it's going to be I don't remember the names we have.
But
beginner, intermediate, novice.
Yeah.
Which order is
that's
novice
it,
and
not easy,
intermediate?
isn't it?
I suppose
It's novice then intermediate.
Yeah.
It's probably novice,
Cool.
maybe intermediate.
All right then. Okay. And then so how did you Well, I kind of guess I answered that. We already asked that. I was going to kind of, how did you like create the quest? But you already kind of saying you came out, you had the Gobies, you had questions and their story you wanted to answer first of all, sort of thing.
Yeah, we had like a general picture of like, here are the kind of ideas that we had, and then we had a brainstorm to sort of focus it more on the actual quest, because up until that point it had just been like, oh, here are some points of story that we might one day get to, and maybe that's appropriate for a quest, maybe that's appropriate for further versions of raids. And like we had a brainstorm where we actually figured out here's what's worth showing in a quest.
Then there were the elements where we were saying what's actually going to make this fun, engaging, and we wanted the element of humour, so we were playing around with a lot of ideas. I think we've managed to bring all of those main points in, so
cool.
Pretty enjoyable.
Yeah,
nice.
Hopefully answer a few questions and give a few laughs across the way.
Nice.
Took to the wrong camera.
So will this quest just be about Gobies, or will we perhaps learn anything more about the air route or Tusker?
Learn a little bit about the air route and Tusker. We more learn about their arrival and like what their role on Mazcab. You don't really learn anything about like pre-Mazcab Tusker and air route, or like, well, or even post Mazcab Tusker, because she wanders off. We're not really focusing on that side of it. I think the air route stuff is kind of what we want to more address with like bits of raids, because obviously you're more likely to be fighting and interacting with them there. And we're actually more focusing on the Gobies themselves.
Cool. Do you think, I mean, this is deviating a bit away, but do you think we'll ever kind of look into maybe the backstories of like the air route and Tusker? There was a few questions from the players asking about this sort of stuff, so that's just why I'm interested.
Yeah, we'll probably learn more about them at some
like
point.
their origins and stuff?
Possibly.
Possibly. That's cool.
I don't
That's
know.
fine.
Ask Mod Osborne what he wants in the future.
Him. Cool. So a couple other questions from players. So I'm kind of more towards like rewards and stuff, I think. I'm Rubik is asking, will our activity on Mazcab since its release have any effect on what goes on in the quest? So I guess you kind of answered that a little bit.
Yeah.
Ways.
The humans having visited Mazcab has an influence on on the quests happening, but your individual decisions that you've done, like whether you have high reputation or not, doesn't really factor in, except for a few like differing chat options.
Cool. Sir Eos Lee asked, will reputation and techie be rewards from the quest, or will we simply unlock new ways of earning reputation with the Gobies?
Techie won't. I think there's been a few questions about this. Techie is just a raid reward.
You'll never earn techie from anywhere else, just raids.
Not as long as I have a say. But yeah, there will be some reputation reward for the quest.
So will the quest bring in some more perks to unlock with reputation? I think many players have kind of reached that point where they've maxed out their reputation now. Will there be anything for that player?
We have plans to do more reputation unlocks, but as time went on, the decision between adding more to the top of reputation or adding more time to the quest, we decided to focus more on improving the quest. That's not to say that reputation is never going to be expanded in the future, but yeah, we decided that we wanted to make sure that the quest was as good as possible and spend the time
we
on that
do
instead.
still have more plans for like further raids and stuff, so
yeah, exactly.
I'm sure like you bring that stuff in with that and whatnot. Chigsy asks, will this quest bring in some... Oh no, I've just asked that. Airalter asking, will there be any new music with this quest? Are we going to...
Yes.
Yes.
Probably.
Kind of.
The audio guys like to produce lots of nice new things, so maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there is.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple of new songs.
All right then. Well, that's kind of like the general questions I had for the Gobi quest. If you have any more, as I said, please put them in the chat, tweet them to us using the hashtag RSDevQA. We do have a bit more about Mazcab, but we'll revisit that later on in the stream. So stay tuned for that. For now, we'll let Timbo come into the conversation a bit more.
Hello.
We'll move on to our kind of general questions for this week. So starting with you, Timbo, from Uriel. If I'm pronouncing any of these questions wrong, I apologize.
I don't care.
That is the new pronunciation of your name.
Will Golden God Swords, War Priest, and Barrow sets ever be obtainable again?
So I won't say never, but we're very unlikely to ever rerun Golden War Priest or Golden God Swords ever again. We might introduce Golden Tusker War Priest in future, but we never rerun the old stuff. As for Golden Barrows, we might rerun it as a new reward.
Yeah.
So this might not be the only year that you see Golden Barrows.
Yeah. I mean, like, we
That's the word.
obviously had this, we were discussing this quite a bit when we were designing the raffle rewards and stuff, and each year trying to like goldify something, we're going to run out pretty quickly.
We'll either run out or we'll end up with golden seismics and stuff, which is crazy.
Yeah, so
You
we're
can't
not
win that
really going to
level
be
of
handing
gear.
out stuff of that level and stuff. So yeah, we probably will be running some of those in the future.
Yep.
I just had RS Araxi asks, will smoke tendrils be changed to work on moving targets? Currently, the ability has limited use.
So we're unlikely to change that. It's supposed to be a tactical choice to use against a static or moving target. Because of course in PvP, if it moved with you, smoke tendrils would be crazy OP. Well, not crazy OP, but they'll be like above a power level we'll be happy with in PvP. So we're not looking to change it. Maybe Mod Pi would disagree with me. We'll have a chat about that. But as far as I know, no. It's intended that you can. It's supposed to be on a single square.
Okay, cool. Modeg, Monado Abyss asks, can dungeoneering bosses be buffed like how quest bosses have been buffed recently? I think like Mod Days has gone through the list of quest bosses. He's like buffed them. He's brought them back to the way they used to be pre-EOC, and the Ninja Team QA are currently working through these. Do you think we'll see the same with dungeoneering? Do you think we'll get them?
At some point, maybe.
Yeah.
I can't commit to it, but there's definitely the case that some of the dungeoneering bosses don't quite make sense at present, and just sort of act a bit strangely. Yeah, one day we'll get to it.
In the Reddit thread, there was a little bit of chatter about it, and some people were asking that, they were requesting that they could be like the difficulty of like Nyx, Calphite Queen, even as Jorzag sort of thing, because it's like in Warped, you got a team of 5, like maybe it should be as hard as that. What do you think about that?
I don't think I would make any existing bosses as hard as something like Jorzag, just because like it's gonna make getting like 120 not Slayer. Ooh. 100 Slayer. Oh, no.
Dungeoneering.
What's the yes? That one. 120 Dungeoneering, kind of unfair on people who don't already have it. If I was going to do something like that, it would have to be like a new bosses, or a change to them, like hard mode, and then underneath the tick box of super double hard mode. Yeah, we could definitely. I would definitely see making them harder, but yet not like rage difficulty.
Yeah. Cool, that's fine.
Jeez.
And follow up with another kind of dungeoneering type question. Edgeworth asks, is it possible to allow the use of Seren spells within Daemonheim in the future?
They are not part of the Daemonheim spellbook. A lot of spells are already not part of the Daemonheim spellbook, and there aren't plans to add any of those to it either. Okay,
that's cool. Well, Timbo, Joshi Pew Pew asks, what is happening in regards to the defensive boost of the Prayer Fortitude? You might want to just explain for those who are not aware.
So
of the
yeah,
situation.
there's been some complaints and some feedback that filter tree is not quite as good as turmoil and turmoil equivalents because of the accuracy boost not over the defense boost. We are looking into it and discussing it. There's nothing confirmed yet, as of yet. Like, we're not changing it now, but we're talking about it and looking to make the defensive boost a little easier, a little higher. But yeah, perhaps increasing the life point boost, maybe making regeneration in combat worthwhile. Those sorts of things will help Fortitude. But no plans, we're just still discussing it.
Another question for you, another question, not a quest, sorry.
Another quest for me.
With your association with trees, Doom God 420 asks, you trees for free to play.
Doom God 420.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is a name. We have no plans for new trees at all. I think Elder and Crystal trees sort of fills out the skill really nicely. We're not planning to make any trees free to play either.
Yeah, we do, within Ninja, we do still have some plans for free to play stuff in the future, but we just
want to expand free to play.
Within our backlog, and we have to get through stuff. It's not right at the bottom or anything like that. It's still something we really want to do. It's quite near the top, but we've just got other projects and unfortunately timed stuff that has to be released at a certain time, such as Christmas content. That has to be done first in order to hit those time periods. So there's that. Modeg, Orient asked, can the message for Kra Jr., if I'm saying that right, spawning be a green instead of the current white, so unfortunate people like Orient don't miss the messages?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Write it down, Deg.
No, I can't.
Okay.
Write it on your hand.
Right on your hand.
While you do that, I mean, we've had a few other kind of questions on the quest. So first of all, Zoli asks the ETA on the quest. Can we give an ETA? You can at least give the month. I think people already know the month.
Yeah, it's next month.
In October, yep.
Yes. Sorry, I look to you for like confirmation because I'd like to believe, have completely memorized the release schedule.
I would like to think so too, but I can't actually remember what week it's going out. So,
Second or third week,
or fourth,
maybe. Any of those.
It's one of the weeks in October.
one of the weeks in October.
but not the first. Or the first.
Damaku S asks, will the quest have any rewards for high-leveled players?
Yes.
It will do.
If you are a high-level player, you will enjoy one of the rewards.
Cool, but you're not going to reveal what it is just yet. Will the quest explore what happened to cause the Gobies to hot planets from Chantley to Mazcab?
It will be touched upon.
It will be touched upon?
Yes.
Cool.
You will touch a Gobi.
You will touch a Gobi, and he'll be like, "Oh, that's pretty Chantley."
Ooh.
Wolvian asks, I want to play basketball with a Gobi. Yes, the Gobi will be the ball. Make it happen. It's not really a question.
I don't
but
think they
do you
bounce.
think?
Gobies are heavy as hell, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't think you could do that.
Not
I
even-
mean, you can already play volleyball with them, so why do you need basketball?
There you go. Any more Gobi? That's all the Gobi questions for now. If you got any more, we'll come back to them. Okay then. On to more regular questions. Bod Timbo, Drakath asks, could the drops and XP given for slaying Chaos Giants be improved? And if so, could they then be assigned by Morvan?
Sure.
Yes.
We'll look at the experience rates and the drop tables. We did do a drop table rework shortly afterwards, but obviously that wasn't as good enough. We'll look at the XP and we'll look at the drop tables. I'm not sure about assigning to Morvan though.
Okay. RS Dr. Powers asks, do you think it would be possible and accepted to have an Ultimate Iron Man version on RS3 similar to that they have on our old school RuneScape? I don't know what their version is. I think they've got some different
No banks and one
no
image and
bank,
stuff
isn't
like
it?
that.
Yeah.
I mean, we have our own version of that, and that's hardcore Iron Man. You can't die.
Yeah, I mean, like when we because we both teams released Iron Man at the same time, and it very much was we picked out what the rule sets.
Both would have Iron Man, and
yeah,
would have a harder version of Iron Man.
Yeah, we picked like the rule sets that we thought was most suitable.
Yeah.
I don't think we would see another Iron Man version. I think we're quite content with the versions we've got.
I think it's nice to have variety between the two games. Personally.
Yep, definitely. Okay, on to the next one. Midnight Down, the Rap God Emissary asks.
We're not doing this, are we?
With the trolls and ogres, despite their brutish ways, they still get quests and every ugg has its day. If one can find charm in a farmer named my arm, then in the wake of this Mazcab quest, ask this question. One day a Mazcab quest to spotlight the Eru invaders, can we get a glimpse inside the lives of Tusker's raiders? From a side never seen before from which we can learn more, maybe we can even teach an Erut how to do herb lore.
No.
No, okay.
Wow.
Timbo. Jera asks, will there be an interface that shows in which world your clan avatar is and who is holding it?
Can we just address that rap and beatboxing?
What would you like to... That seemed fine. Don't we do all of our questions like that?
I'm seeing the words cringe and I feel the same way inside.
Oh, God.
I did challenge, this was on Reddit, and as I said, the player's name, what was it? It was, I've lost it. It was Midnight Down, the Rap God Emissary. They did originally ask like a proper worded question, and due to being a rap emissary, I did request that they put it in a rap version.
So what was
I wouldn't answer it.
What was the actual question for those who didn't?
I need to go back and I need to address this. Also, that player tried to rhyme question and then, and that is not acceptable. Now we can move on.
That's clearly where like I have problems.
Ask the question.
So the proper the full question was, generally like trolls and ogres are kind of portrayed as antagonists in RuneScape, but we still then have quests where you help them out and such. Do you think we'll ever have something similar with the Erut? No. Any particular reason why?
Because we already have it for trolls and ogres, and I don't know that we just need to do that for every single race.
Yeah. Some races are just bad.
Yeah.
They're filled with hate.
They're very tribal, I believe, aren't they? They're not. Yeah.
They're not even that particularly smart.
No. Not
cool.
all.
Are they even able to speak? Do they communicate?
Well, does
language?
access some stuff.
Right.
Yeah. A small handful of them are intelligent-ish.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay then, let's move on from that.
What was that question you asked me?
Jira asked, will there ever be an interface that shows in which world your clan avatar is and who is holding it?
Very unlikely. That's just because we've tried. I used to be the clans guy for CM, and we just haven't been able to. It's too much clans work.
Yeah.
For very little gain. I know. As a clan deputy leader, it would be nice. I have this trouble in game every week on my own character, but it's just not possible.
Yeah, I mean, as the Ninja team, we have looked at many kind of clan updates and stuff, and I think we've addressed it in plenty of past streams, so I won't go into it too much. But
yeah, it's like clans is just the ultimate spaghetti.
Ultimate spaghetti.
It's like mum spaghetti, but like worse.
Okay.
Mum spaghetti, shall we?
Okay, then let's move on. Deg, Chigsy asks, could techie be gained from the forest instead of reputation after we max out of 5,000? You kind of answered already.
No. Every question that is, can we get techie from? The answer is no, except burial charms. So that was probably not the best statement to start making. Burial charms, you can have it. The other things, no.
But burial charms from raids, so.
Yeah, exactly. If it came indirectly from raids, then probably. Otherwise, no. Also, not from destroying armor. I'm not letting you have the things for buying the armor and destroying it.
Cool. Mod Timbo, Bud Ops. I don't know if that's how it's meant to be said, but there we go. Free to play can get magic and melee power armor currently. Will they be able to get ranged power armor anytime soon, do you think?
Maybe.
Maybe.
If we revamp some content that we feel warrants.
We're not just going to add it, we'll be with...
We are, like, Mod Mark talked to us about this briefly. Like, we are conscious that we have left out ranged free-to-play power armor, but it's okay for now.
Like with even with like pay-to-play content, when there's a gap, you don't just add it for the sake of adding it. You bring it out with content.
Right, we released Tier 90 melee for a while, then we released Tier 90 mage, and then ranged. So like we know it is a gap. We know we will fill it in future.
Cool. This one is perhaps more for myself. Goebies asks, how is the Remove Boss Immunities project getting along? So
you can't ask yourself a question.
Well,
okay.
What kind of host are you?
Have you got the answer?
No.
No. Anyone? No. See?
Oh, I do know the answer, but it's only because I know that it's your answer.
Yeah.
You're not doing it.
No, we're not.
There we go.
Next question.
They can all hate you now instead of me. No. So unfortunately, I've hold up my hands for not kind of communicating this sooner, I guess. For those who don't know, this was something that was posted on RuneLabs quite near the start of the RuneLabs, and it was to remove boss immunities. Unfortunately, it's not putting blame on anyone, I think, but the people who did kind of commit to this, they then have since left the company, and the teams have changed a fair bit. I apologise. I did look for the RuneLabs thing and I couldn't find it on there. So if anyone wants to link me to it on Twitter or something, please do, and we can reset it back to being open. Just like the pet stuff that you the other day, get it voted up. Tell us you really want it, and I'm sure, like you, that tells people like Mod Osborne that you guys really want it, sort of thing. Okay, next question. Mod Timbo, what is the status of the Defenders project?
So we're currently finished design for Defenders, and we'll start working it soon. We are reworking the melee Defenders first because we actually have them, but we are planning to add ranged and mage Defenders to fill out all the styles. The current plans, and these may change, don't blame me if they do, is to keep the parrying and the chance to have increased accuracy. Keep the armor and the offhand weapon damage. There still be an offhand weapon, but you also be able to use defensive abilities with them as well, so if you could with a shield, and to add 3% passive accuracy to them as well. That is the current plan. Whether or not that is good enough, I'm sure I'll see in the chat soon enough. Well, I saw GW and Colfin in there, so.
Well, as usual, we have to play test it and balance it and stuff. So.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the idea is that we want to make them like a very useful hybrid-y, slayer-y sort of tool. Of course, in like raids or top game PVM, you'll want to still switch to a shield, probably. But if you're doing slayer and you still want to use rejuve or reflect or something, you can just get a defender out and use it. Cool. Not have to worry about switching.
So any ETA on that?
That's in November.
Yeah, we'll hope to have the melee ones for November.
Melee ones definitely for sure in November.
We'll see about Magic and Range.
Hopefully Magic and Range.
Watching you playing through, was it the Mage Training Arena, to see like how we could incorporate it. Seemed quite old content. We might need to do a bit there and stuff.
I should mention there'll be level 70, 80 and 90 Defenders being launched as well. Yep.
Cool. So that's Defenders to look forward to. Next up, some of you have been waiting, I would say patiently, maybe not so much, for this next one. It's time to tease the Blood Dies. For those who don't know, this was posted on Reddit and then onto RuneLabs. It's got voted up. We gave everyone a target number to reach of 2,000, I believe. It was reached. Mod Harrison and Mod, he works with you guys, I can't remember. It's something really bizarre like XXX Ghost Hunter. They've been working in their tap time, so I believe we've got a video now of how it's currently looking. It was there a second ago. There we go. So that's obviously the tectonic armor and seismic weapons. That's what the guys have managed to produce so far since it's passed on RuneLabs, and they'll be continuing to work on in their own time. So as you can see there, kind of like a blood effect, kind of draining down sort of thing. Lots of shiny. So do give us your feedback. Obviously it's in development, so let us know. I'm seeing some people saying more red, some good swearing because they're enjoying it. C3DPO is enjoying it, so that's great.
Hey, Dean.
Cool. So as I said, yeah, send us some feedback, particularly to Mod Harrison on Twitter, best person to send it to. Okay, Mod Timbo, Dushan asks, could the Shattered Heart D&D be added to the weekly D&D resets tokens?
No.
No. Any reason why?
I don't want to trivialize that requirement.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be done every certain amount of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to do that. The reason we did it with the golden statues was because that's just kind of a different bag. It's a small set of skills, very focused on the city. It's a brand new D&D, so it's a bit different. But yeah, we don't want to do that with the existing Shattered Heart.
Can the particles be dripping blood? We shall see.
I don't think we can actually do that because of Germany. I think Germany gets upset about
It'll be jam.
blood. Oh yeah, it's jam then.
It's
Never
jam.
mind.
It'll be jam dyes in
It's
Germany.
jam dyes,
Wine.
yeah. Let's answer some more questions that are coming through from Twitter and the stream. Will you ever feature the Drake Wing in RuneScape? They are the only override species that didn't make their debut in the game.
Debut.
Debut.
Yep.
Debut, sorry. I'm sorry.
Maybe.
Do you think we'll see them?
If we need a new race or creature, we might add them.
Mhm.
We've added living wyvern. Well, we will be adding living wyverns next month,
Mhm.
so it's not possible.
Cool. Valmer6 asks, you left us hanging a lot in the last quest. Will we see all the mysteries in the last cutscene solved? I'm going to assume that's the vampire
vampires.
one. As I said, kind of at the start, there are a number of dev Q&As coming up. I'll repeat all that information at the end, as well as a stream on Thursday at 1 o'clock.
But yeah, I'm sure Mod Rowley will answer that in the director's cut.
Yeah, definitely. So tune in for those. Gobi asks, when's the next character name cleanup? I'm looking at CM here to see if they know anything. They don't know.
No,
So
Glamorous assistant said
there you go. I'm afraid we don't know. I have not heard anything about one being planned at all. I'm seeing thumbs pointed towards teams. I'm sorry, I don't know. How is the blood dye going to be obtainable? It will be a reward from treasure trails. Again, I mean, Mod Harrison tweeted out earlier today the little dye thing. We haven't decided yet on its rarity or anything yet, so we don't know about that, but it will be a reward from treasure trails, just like the other dyes. It's likely that any dyes we introduce would be with treasure trails, I imagine.
Yeah.
And then asking for an ETA on blood dyes. As it's a couple of guys working in kind of their own time, really can't give an ETA at this time, unfortunately. We'd like to do so, but they'll do it as they can, sort of thing. Hypertech asks, can more areas be made more co-op Slayer friendly for the buffs you unlock like potions? Any thoughts on that?
Deg.
I have a lot of thoughts on this. This is a matter very close to my heart. They could. We'll see whether they are.
They could. Okay.
10 out of 10.
I'm just looking at time. I think it's time to return to Mazcab. Like I promised earlier on.
Yeah, it's close.
It's a
Did I
different
say
realm.
Mazcab?
Yeah.
Mazcab. Is it? Yeah, Mazcab.
We're introducing a new
New
zone.
planet.
A new zone. No, we're not. So this is, as well as the quest, could we perhaps see some other updates to Mazcab in the near future? That's the question.
In the near future.
Depends how near it really is.
So not with the quest, but just after the quest, hopefully. We're planning on adding more life.
We've got a video of this, don't we?
Yeah, we have a
Can we
video
get the
that will better articulate what I'm trying to say than my words will.
Look at those.
So
There we go.
What are we seeing here then?
So we're seeing some of the wildlife of Mazcab that we're going to hopefully introduce soonish after the quest. Yeah, these will be wandering around the world, and they're going to become available to capture using Hunter, and then you'll be able to you know, get hunter experience, which is great. Everyone loves that. And collect them as a favor to one of the Gobies in Otot. Yeah, and I think they look really good. I love the little scuttly guy who sometimes rolls around. He's probably my favorite. We've also got some sniffer dude.
Cactus, squid leg thing.
These are all the actual names of the critters.
Yeah, you can eat all of them, definitely.
They all taste like chicken.
Yeah.
Apart from the flying carrot.
Do Gobies eat them?
The flying
Just
carrot.
parsnips.
The Gobies don't eat them.
Okay.
That'd be
Were
weird.
these a lot of fun to animate?
Yeah,
Play
they
around
were
with.
pretty good. It's because the concept guys give us a lot of annotations on how they plan to work. For example, what I call flying carrot. He pretty much circles around like a dolphin to sort of gain altitude, and all of that was written down, so that was actually really helpful.
Oh, cool.
Same with little rolly scuttly dude. If he goes a bit too fast, then he rolls, and that's really helpful. It's a lot easier to animate than making legs go frantic.
So when they say like this thing about like the dolphins and stuff, do you then go look at dolphins at all? Or?
Yeah, we tend to use a lot of reference, especially for strange creatures like that. Dolphin, not the dolphin thing, the one with a fin who's got his nose stuck on the floor. Because anatomy-wise, that's strange, because with his long neck, he'd just topple over. So it's almost used like a bloodhound, just to sort of distribute its weight evenly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so there's a lot of sort of believability in there. But yeah, we had a lot of creative scope for these. They were pretty fun to do. So hopefully they'll just sort of lit around and they'll be your everyday chickens and cows, except Mazcab style.
Cool. That's really awesome. Nature Rosa asks, please add a Gobi champion scroll. You thought about that at all?
What? No.
No.
Why? You can't fight them. How would you get this champion
They kill
scroll?
Gobi traitors.
Okay, you can fight. Oh god, you have to fight that one.
1 in
over
5,000
again.
chance.
Wow. Yeah, if you really don't want your comp cape back, I mean,
Yeah.
sure. You hate that cape?
Or hate yourself.
Yeah.
Drakath asks, can we please get a Gobi Ranger in Kanata? Is that how it says? How it said?
You got
and change the one outside the Tusker portal to a Ranger 2.
it.
So these are the guys that help you move around the map quicker, is it?
Yeah, exactly. These are the guys who let you fast travel. Yeah, let's say we'll do that.
You will?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I'll look at the
Use the other
questions
one.
afterwards. Oh yeah, sure. Oh, no, I have to
Right
write
with
it
your left
lefty.
hand.
Oh, this is not going to be English.
Ranger.
Drakath also asks, and this one's probably more for yourself, Timbo, could the Extreme Dominion Medallion be made into a more viable option? It is outclassed by the Reaper Necklace and is auto lost on death with a 700k reclaim cost.
To start off with, it is intended that it's outclassed by Reaper Necklace.
Mm-hmm.
All of the Hydrix jewelry is supposed to be the best instant game. With the recent changes, that's true for the most part. But yeah, we can look at it. The 1% accuracy is pretty powerful. People don't seem to realise the accuracy is quite powerful in combat. But we can look at changing it. Maybe reducing the reclaim cost will make it a bit more used.
Cool. Mr. GW asks, will Onslaught and Combat Seren Spells and Prayers ever be rebalanced?
Mod Pi is already fixing or changing Onslaught.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say what it's doing because he would kill me. But he showed me a job today where he's already working on it.
Cool.
Regards to Seren's Spells and Prayers, like earlier on, we're looking at a couple of things like Fortitude and making the buffs from Ruby Dart and Emerald Dart, I think, be a bit more useful and a bit longer, like 30 seconds rather than 6. But there's no definite plans yet.
Cool. The Hot Streak asks, can Virago work with the skill count threshold system that other bosses use? So is this the ones used in raids, or is?
I think he means for boss pet
Boss
drops.
pets,
Oh
yeah.
right, sorry.
We've
No,
always said in
I
the
don't think that's
past
ever
we
gonna
won't add a threshold to
No.
Vitalis.
Cool. So that's a no. Curtis Dad asks, any chance of voice communication in game for those who don't want to use third party? I don't know if any of you guys want to answer, but the answer is no.
I was part of the team looking into it like years ago.
Mhm.
And it's too much. It's too laggy for a start. It would use a lot of data. I know there's
Mhm.
people out there who still play with low data allowances and stuff. There's no plans about it.
A lot of work, and I mean, like the person here is saying that they don't want to use third party, but at the end of the day, like you would end up just duplicating something that's very similar to a third
Traditionally,
party.
in-game voice chat has never been that good.
Yeah.
I can't think of a single game where I've ever used it and it's been worthwhile.
Yeah. Oh, this game supports voice chat. Oh well, I'll just
turn
open
that
TeamSpeak.
Yeah.
Mute this.
Val Dizzle asks, will you ever add bulls into the game? You have lots of cows and calves, but no bulls. Do you think we'll see bulls?
There's no bull in RuneScape.
No bull in RuneScape.
Never will be.
Okay, there's your answer.
I mean, that's not true, but
There's probably one in some CD barn, but
I'm sure there are bulls. We just don't know where they are. Just like pigs.
They're lost.
Yeah.
Where did they go?
They went with horses.
Muck Nathanal asks, when is the next raid boss coming out for raids? I think that's probably Runefest.
Yeah.
Go to Runefest, tune into the Runefest streams, find out maybe.
First panel, the combat panel at Runefest. Check that out.
Yourself?
Featuring probably myself,
Yeah.
unless I get kicked off the stage, which might happen. And we were going to talk about some of our combat reveals for 2016. So spoiler, it's 2016.
Sometime 2016.
Yeah. And then for the other half of the combat spoilers, you have to go to the other talk where Mod Osborne has hoarded some of the announcements for
2016 updates and such.
Yeah.
And Stu, I believe you're getting involved with something on RuneFest as well.
If you like Mazcab, then and you're also coming to RuneFest, then pop down to the VR room because we've done a really cool thing. Put on the headset, and you will be in Mazcab among other players. It's pretty decent.
So you'll be able to like walk around the environment.
Pretty much, yeah.
See Gobies walking around as well and stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
Can you see Yakamaru in his glory?
Not that one.
Oh. I want to see a real life Yakamaru like above me.
There'll be other
or a real life
terrifying surprises, hopefully. So
there was a version of it with Yakamaru in it, but the fear was too intense.
Imagine a real life Sharknado like in VR.
The shark just comes right
crapping itself.
Cudkid asks, Master Quest Cape progress, please. You know anything?
Mod Manty's not any time, has he?
Yeah, Mod Manty. This is a personal project that he's doing in his own time, and so it's as he gets through it. So there is no real ETA or anything.
I do think he's finalised his list of what the requirements are going to be, because there's a lot of discussion about that on forums and Reddit. It's not too late probably to have a little chat about that. Yeah, he's mostly figured out what he wants, so you can start working on it.
I do think within the Ninja team, I would like to provide him some time if possible. We've just been quite heavy with projects recently, so hopefully we'll get that. I'm seeing the usual NXT stuff. RuneVest, please.
RuneVest.
Now that legendary pets have health bars, can the interface to use a pouch to renew them be removed so that they can be healed even during fast-paced combat? We answered that at the very start, didn't we?
Go bug Mod Days.
So yeah, Mod Days is working on it.
At Jack8 Days on Twitter.
Okay, so we're kind of reaching. Well, we've got 5 minutes left, so we'll still ask a few more questions before we have a kind of like quick-fire ninja list, or
Timbo
as
time.
you like to call it, Timbo time, when you're answering them. RS Bori asks, is there any chance we'll ever be able to join the Kinshra, i.e. the Black Knights?
I wouldn't say permanently. Maybe temporarily in a quest.
Maybe.
That's more up to Mod Stu and what happens with the... what's it called? Sir Owen quest line. Yep.
I Sell My Body for Food asks, when is One Small Favor 2 coming out?
What? I sell my body for Rocktail. Anyway, or General Food. What do you say?
When's One Small Favor 2 coming out?
As soon as I learn how to program.
So for
another small favour.
Quite a while.
Yeah, I've already got the name for it.
Will there be any updates for the Duel Arena? There's none currently planned, is there?
Nope.
Nothing there. If there's something you particularly want to suggest, then do let us know.
Good old Room Labs.
Yeah. Right, let's move on to the Ninja Quickfire then,
Oh,
or Timbo time.
Dun,
Are you
dun,
ready?
dum dum dum.
Are you ready? I'm not actually going to read these out like super quick. Like, I've already done the rap. Like, I'm done. Okay, then let's get started. Can we get the trader added to the player-owned port's visitors menu?
Yes.
Can the drop option be updated to destroy on holiday items such as the yo-yo, Easter carrot, and rubber chicken?
Sure.
Can we get a cannon timer?
No.
Could the crystallize spell be added to the buff bar?
No.
Can the warning message when entering the rock sewers be added to Doomslayer's tab?
Yes.
Can warning messages when all degradable weapons / armor hit 5% charge be added?
Yes, but you're not allowed to argue about what percentage charge it is.
Can you make the default click option on all granite blocks be used / drop instead of craft so that it can be dropped using the action bar?
Yes.
Can you remove the chat box that appears after removing essence from the Wicked Hood?
Maybe.
Can you remove the extra chat box when Can you remove the extra chat box when going to open the bank in Port Phasmatias? No.
Phasmatis.
Phasmatis. I like to call it Phasmataz.
Phasmataz.
That's what it should be called.
Maybe.
Can you halve adrenaline drain on pies to match that of other food?
No.
Can we get the player examine option for Max in the Rock?
No.
Can you add a call servant button to the POH interface?
Yes.
Can we get an offer all option from the trade window?
Yes.
Yes. Cool.
Offer everything in your inventory.
There we go. That was the kind of quickfire ninja questions. I guess we now have to go out of these.
Quick is maybe a strong
Feeling a
word.
bit. It was my
It was a
first
fire
time,
round, yeah.
First time
It was,
posting.
yeah.
I'm feeling a little bit tired. I'm sorry. Okay then. So I mean that's kind of the end of this week's stream. So I'll replug the vampire stuff, shall I? Tomorrow, Wednesday, we've got a forums Q&A. That's for the Lord of Vampirium quest. It's featuring Mods Rolly and Mod Joe. They'll answer your questions. That's from 5 to 6 game time. Then on Thursday, they'll be doing the same again. Sorry? 4 to 5. Oh, you gave me the wrong information. 4 to 5 game time on Wednesday, sorry. They'll be doing the same again on Reddit, 4 to 5 on the Thursday. And then also on the Thursday at 1 game time, right? It's the Lord of Vampirium Director's Cut, again featuring Mods Rolly and Mod Joe. So if you've had any questions for the Vampire Quest today, do go along to one of those, tune into the stream and ask your questions for them. What else?
They want to rap as your goodbye.
They want to no. Meet Dave, rap your
Well,
goodbye.
can we need to get some MC Deg?
What? I think you wrote me a rap to end, didn't you? Or,
What? Did
oh,
I?
No, it was to start. It was like, I'm Mazcab, I'm here to say, and then we kind of didn't get past that point. So
Goodbye
finally,
in the unusual way?
we're not going to rap the end.
Oh.
I'm sorry. But for next week's stream, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to feature a number of analytics information. So if you've got questions such as how many boss pets, I believe that's the how many boss pets are in the game and such like that, ask those to us, and what we'll do is we'll show you the data that our analytics team can provide you. And we'll have a little contest with it. We'll see what you guys think and then reveal the answers. We're going to be posting the form thread earlier. It'll be this week, sometime this week. That way we can get your questions sooner and give it to the analytics team to get the information. So please find that. It's in the general section where we post the form thread, isn't it? Yeah. So go along to there to find that. But that's it. Is there any final words from any of you guys? No?
Nah.
God Books isn't ready yet.
God Books isn't ready yet.
I've seen
Not
a few
development
questions about
started. Blood Dies ETA is... It'll be ready when it's ready. C3DPO is going to pay me to stop rapping, so that's great. bit of dough on the
Congratulations.
side on that. So I'm happy with that.
Right.
I think that we're dragging this on too long.
Yeah, end it.
Let's say goodbye. Bye.
Do a Sopranos cut and just end it.